Okay, we're going to talk about the HyFlex model, and before we can do that, we need to touch base on the other 4 models that we have out there from which HyFlex borrows. And when we start thinking about that, we'll start thinking about, of course, traditional classes. And traditional classes of, say, 20 are different than traditional classes of 300. I say that because a large class is actually handled much like an online class. Now, we start talking about online classes. Really, there's a long history of distance ed classes working all the way back to correspondence courses. Then radio was going to help, and then TV was going to help. But online allowed this two-way communication, so arguably it's markedly better. But we don't teach correspondence courses, and that's not the model we're trying to pick up. Let's go on to blended. A blended class is just a turn of phrase for being intentional about using outside technology to help what happens in the class, but it doesn't take away from the face-to-face experience. That's the difference with a blended class. And then we have a hybrid. A hybrid is a fashion for adding the elements from online learning and face-to-face instruction and divvying those up intentionally by the instructor in advance to say, so much of this will be online, so much of this will be outside study, so much of this will be face-to-face. Now that mixing of it is still driven by the instructor. And now the idea of HyFlex. HyFlex is a combination of the above, where students get to sort of pick and choose what will work best for them, and the instructors need to accommodate them in how they conduct the course. The idea is that unlike the other modes, this varies by student choice. A student may attend either in person or online synchronously, so they're seeing it in real time. An option of providing an async version of this class as well may or may not work for each instructor. I say that because we need to take this one step at a time, and individual faculty members and the department chairs will decide what's going to work best for them and their students. The fundamentals are learner choice, equivalency, reusability, and accessibility. Learner choice means it's student-driven. Equivalency means both experiences are equivalent in terms of the knowledge they get, so they will have an equivalent experience if they're attending face-to-face or if they're attending remotely. Reusability is that the learning objects made can be reused semester after semester, and accessibility is, of course, that we want to reach all of our students. The goal for us, the online learning team, is to help faculty as they prepare for this. We want to provide training and assistance in an iterative fashion to help them bolster what they would do in one mode and then have it function in another, and then to give students that choice. But this isn't like with a magic wand. It's going to take a lot of work from a lot of folks, and we recognize that we're going to be doing this one step at a time in a fashion that best benefits the students and at the same time is reasonable for the faculty. So that's pretty much the shorthand for what HyFlex is. Thank you very much.